Hi BSc 2011L students, this is Jennifer, the honcho for Bio 2. I'm creating this tutorial to show you how to retrieve the peer feedback you received during your assignment this week. So what you'll need to do in order to see the peer feedback is to click on the Assignments tab. When you click on the Assignments tab, you will see that you'll have two links showing. One of them will be where you submitted your original version, basically your draft submission. And the second link is the peer review link that you initially clicked on in order to give your peers some feedback. Well, in order to read the feedback that we received, we'll click on that same link. So click on the View Complete link under the peer review assignment. And that will take you to this familiar inbox page. You'll notice now, though, that the Write Reviews is actually grayed out. And that is because the due date has passed for being able to write your peer feedback. The Read Reviews button, however, is now able to be clicked on. So that is what I'm going to do in order to see what people had to say about my writing. So when I click on that, you'll notice that this window opens up. This example is only showing feedback for from three people, where yours will actually have 4 links. And that is because you received 3 anonymous peer feedback from some of your fellow students. And one of those is actually the feedback you gave for yourself. So if I click on one of the links, this will actually open a new tab in my browser. And it just so happens that I clicked on my self-review. Now, ignore the fact that it does show my name here. That is because we were experimenting with this so that I knew what to say during the tutorial. So this is actually my self-review. You'll notice that on the right-hand side, I can see how I graded myself on the questions. And I'll also be able to click on the comments tab on the right side in order to see anything else that was written. So this is a good opportunity when you're giving your self-review, especially because you've freshly finished doing the review of your peers. You may have gotten some ideas from reading their work of things that maybe they did better than you. You can leave some comments for yourself so that when you go back to revise your paper, you'll be able to use those comments to improve your writing. So if I'm done looking at my self-review, I can close out of that tab. When I go back to this home inbox, I can click on my next link. And this is actually a known problem, a known bug in Turnitin. What happens is it will actually default to the first review that you received. So it may look like I'm looking at the exact same thing, even though I clicked on a different student link. What you have to do then is take a look in the upper right hand side. You can see my cursor is actually circling around some toggle arrows. So these toggle arrows will actually be what you'll use to scroll through the different peer feedback you received. I also want to point out on the right hand side, you'll actually have a button located here that would allow you to rate your peer review. That actually we're not going to be using, so just ignore the rating of the peer review. So there's no need to give any kind of rating of the peer review. Should you receive information or peer feedback that was not helpful, the student did not give you any instruction as to how to improve a particular aspect of their writing, just simply notify your TA that the peer feedback you received was poor quality, and the TA can look further into adjusting the grade for the peer feedback. So just ignore the rating here. To see my next peer feedback, you click on the forward arrow and it will skip to the next peer feedback that I received. So now I'm actually looking at my next feedback that I received from Brian. He happened to identify who he was. Again, this is for test purposes. You will have anonymous feedback. I can see how Brian scored me according to those questions, and he only wrote 1 comment listed here. So I can move on to my next one by clicking on the forward arrow. And again, Jeff identified himself here. Your peers will not be identifying themselves, but you can notice that I actually have 3 comments here from Jeff. And by clicking on them, it will actually go to where they are in the text. And I can see how Jeff responded for my ranking on the questions here as far as areas where I need improvement. So this was an example of me receiving 2 peer reviews and 1 self-review. Again, just a reminder, you should have 3 anonymous peer reviews from your fellow students and 1 self-review. So you should actually have 4 total reviews, 3 from your peers and 1 for yourself. So once you're done getting your peer feedback, you can use that information to modify your assignment. Once the peer review time period has come to a close, there will be a revision assignment link visible. To see that, you'll actually return back to the Assignments tab, and there will be a 3rd link that shows up here that says the name of the assignment, and then it will say Revision after it. That is the link that you use in order to submit your revised assignment. I hope this helps, and good luck.